Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson, episode 6 in our extended series on scoring. We are up to the finals. So in the NPC, I think most of the national shows are not live judging. Maybe you could correct me on that, but they still they want to go through the judging, give everybody a break, and then come back, and that's where awards and final presentations occur. So let's go through the process and then some of the mechanics, Adam.
Absolutely. So once you guys leave the pre-judging venue, the scores are tabulated. Very rarely have I ever seen a rejudge. Has happened. However, it's usually never different from that top 5 or top 8. They're typically not going to rejudge the whole class. It's just going to be that top 5. I have changed a few things on how I work as a coach. I used to always say, send finals photos. If you're in the top 5, I make it, if you're not in the top 5, I make it optional. You don't have to check in with me the rest of the day unless you want to. I'll take the extra data if you want to put the work in. But I've noticed a lot of my clients know I wasn't top 5. I don't really want to send Adam pictures of me, if I've already lost. So that's kind of painful for people to go through that. And also it opens me up to have more time to spend with people who maybe won their class or might be top 2 to make sure I keep them on point for finals. So that's important to know, that the judging is already done and that you're not going to place any better based on, your finals look.
So on the stage, what's going to happen at finals that's different from prejudging?
I would say it's just a confirmation. You'll see the head judge is usually just making a tally to make sure they got the right number and that they got the right people for their top 5 placement and award. So it was actually funny at North Americans I was watching, and I was watching Tyler kind of make a tick mark, and then he would sign the score sheet as head judge saying, this is the way that this class played out. I'm signing off on it, that it is correct. The judges scores all, like, he double checks the scores, and it's the end of the day.
So in the NPC, and then I'll cover a couple of the other organizations or possibilities, but in the NPC, at finals, are you simply backstage and you're waiting for them to call you out, in the different numerical orders, or do you all file on stage first and then you're awarded?
So most people, I think right now, the top 10 are like presenting and, showing their full routine, and the rest just kind of wave on stage very quickly. So they're allowing the top 10 to present. And then the one thing people do have to consider, the overalls are still live judged at finals. So, they're taking their top 8 from the bikini, class A through H, and then you all get compared as class winners. So if you won your class, you want to stay ready for that finals appearance.
Right. And once you have done your routine, one of the things, just for the mechanics of the stage, and as we covered in a previous episode, movement, is everybody called back onto the stage for awards, or are they just calling like, hey, number 5, come out and get your award, and so forth?
Nowadays, they've just been leaving 5 of them out there. Back in the day, I don't know if you remember, everyone was lined up, and it was just kind of a mess of, right. You get 30 girls for people that get called out to walk through. So they kind of changed how they've done that recently, which makes things much smoother.
Yeah, and that was kind of my point, is just to give our viewers and listeners an awareness of the differences. So one of the other things that can happen is everybody is done with their final routine or presentation, and then they're all off stage, and then they call them out one at a time, in number 5, and they call out that person, and they literally walk on stage into that spot. Again, just makes it a little bit more efficient on movements and so forth. They're not on stage having to listen for their number and all that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, one final episode to go in the series. So stay tuned. We're going to come back next and talk about how the final calculations are done, what these things look like on scorecards, and then even what you can expect in terms of judges' feedback and moving forward. We will see you next time in Contest Prep University.